My heart breaks for everyone living in an abusive relationship. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to go into shock at 6 years old, gasping for air for about 15 or 20 minutes while I'm being rushed to the hospital in the next town over, laying on the back seat of the car not knowing whether I'm going to live or die, and seeing the water tank beside the hospital from the back seat of that car, and knowing the hospital's right there, and it breaks. I can catch my breath. Now I know I'm gonna live. And what did they do? Turned the car around and brought me on back. Yeah. I know what it's like to lose my dad at 8 years old. Devastating. I know what it's like to hear my mom say she don't like me and she don't want me at 9 years old. I overheard that. I was listening to see what was being said, and that's what I heard. I know what it's like to be pulled out of regular class and put in a special class at 10 years old because I got all this stuff going on that I didn't understand. I got robbed of my education. I know what it's like to be slandered by my own mother so that she can save face. I know what it's like for her to tell me I'm in the wrong when really it's her that was in the wrong, playing mind games, trying to warp the mind of a child, trying to dictate to me what's right and what's wrong, but in reverse. I know what it's like to have a sister 15 years older than me that never asked me what was wrong. And as I got older, I realized that's because she knew what was wrong and what was going on. She decided to say nothing because she wanted to save face also. Remember, evil don't expose evil. That's a biblical truth. I know what it's like to be rejected by people who are supposed to love me. People who are supposed to be taking care of me and watching out for me and raising me up in the way I should go. I know what it's like to be unwanted. I know what it's like to have my own family belittle my accomplishments. I know what it's like to be laughed at and put down. I know what it's like to have a disability and no one come to visit me. I know what it's like to be lost my whole life and no one witnessed to me. I know what it's like to lose my wife and my stepdaughter. Devastating. I know what it's like to lose my business. I know what it's like to lose my physical ability. I know what it's like to be stabbed in the back by those who are supposed to love me the most. I know what it's like to be deeply heartbroken and sad and nobody care. Nobody to talk to about it. I know what it's like to lose everything. I know what it's like to have people act like they care about you, but they really don't. I've held most of this in my whole life. Not too many years ago, I tried to speak out to a family member, basically spilt my heart, hoping for some help. And he made some statements like, well, we could get you a camper and put it up on the land and this, that, and another. Gave me some false hopes. And I never heard from him again. I know what it's like to be heartbroken, confused. I know what it's like to be all alone. I know what it's like to be tormented by psychological abuse, blame shifting, and gaslighting. I also know what it's like to come to the end of myself and surrender my life to Jesus Christ. I know what it's like to be washed by his precious blood. I know what it's like to have peace now that passes all understandings. I know what it's like to have my name written in the Lamb's Book of Life. Thank you, Jesus. Remember, we have to make sure we forgive those who've hurt us. This is a biblical fact. If we don't forgive them, Jesus won't be forgiving us. It'd be a shame to go through hell on earth and then go to hell because of unforgiveness. We must grow in grace and mercy. Grace and mercy. We can grow in grace and mercy, or we can grow spiteful, bitter, hateful, and angry. The choice is ours. We've got free will. Forgiveness is for you to release it, to let it go, and give it to God. Forgiveness is powerful. Don't harbor this in your heart. No matter how bad you've got it, or I had it, it all led me to Jesus. No matter how bad I've had it or you had it, someone else has always had it worse. My heart breaks for everyone living in an abusive relationship. The answer is King Jesus.